So welcome back. Sibling drama, assets stuck in court, uncertainty about the estate. We don't want this to be you. You need a well-structured estate plan to make sure that these things don't happen. We don't want family drama. We don't want fractured relationships. We want unity in our families, right? That's what we want as parents. And that's what we want for our families. So we need to have clarity in our estate plan. Okay. The first step is getting an estate plan done. That means getting a well drafted will or a trust that determines how your assets are going to be conveyed after your passing. Okay. Now, what are some asset class that people are concerned about? Number one would be real estate. What's going to happen to your home? All right. Do you want that home to be sold and for the proceeds to be distributed to the children? Do you want that house to go to an individual? Do you want maybe a spouse to have the right to reside there for their lifetime and then for that property to go to the children? Do you want it to go by deed, by a warranty deed, from the trust to the children after your death and just to let them have it? They can rent it out, they can buy each other out, but it's theirs. There's a variety of options there. What about a farm? Do you want to see that farm sold? All right, maybe it's been in your family for 2 or 3 generations. Maybe that's okay with you. And if so, do you want to add a clause for it to be sold? How is the appraisal going to be accomplished? Who's going to be the trustee over that? Okay. If you don't want it sold, who's going to inherit that? Is it a good idea to leave it to 3 or 4 children who live in different states? That's probably going to ensure that it is going to be sold. We have to be honest with ourselves about what our goals are and what's the best plan to effectuate that goal. And so farms can be um, something that you really need to talk to with your estate planning professional, as well as your primary residential property. Now, what about other asset classes, okay, that we need to provide clarity on? Your retirement accounts and your life insurance products, okay, that you probably have. And I say probably because you probably need to go check, but you have beneficiaries on those accounts. You might have a spouse as the primary and you may have your children as the contingent. Okay, if that is what you want and everything is all your T's are crossed, your I's are dotted, you leave it as is. When these become problematic and when they do not provide clarity is what about if you're on a second marriage? Okay, are you concerned about what's going to happen after your death with those assets, with the contingent beneficiaries? There's a variety of things we do to help folks in those marriages succeed in their planning, right? That could be a postnuptial agreement that we agree not to change contingent beneficiaries on retirement accounts. We agree not to retitle properties out of our trust. We agree that the beneficiaries are locked in when the first spouse passes away. Whatever it is that you want, the first call to action is get a plan. Get a plan done and really do an asset review with your lawyer. And let's go through each asset class and make sure we're on the same page. I think the next thing is it needs to be well structured. Okay. If you want grandchildren to receive at certain ages, you likely need a trust that sets up, and we want to be clear on what assets are going to be held in trust for those grandchildren or children, what ages they will receive those assets. That takes well structured drafting in your trust. Okay. And so just make sure if you've got foundational planning done and it's over 10 years old, come in and see us. Let's do an estate plan review.